I am not sure where to begin from bottom up bottom, sideways, middle. Well, let's just do this. Let's begin. Hello, Rafikis, or come to Salvini. Welcome to my channel. Today's topic is very controversial. It's about our ear piercing for infants, toddlers, and young children. As you know, I'm blending two cultures, the African culture, Kenyan to be precise, and the Western, which is Icelandic. In Iceland, piercing of infants is frowned on. They do not like it. They feel like you're torturing a child unnecessarily. So it's almost impossible to get somebody to pierce your infant. They do pierce toddlers, and that should be about from 3 years to 4 years. That's if you're lucky. And when you do have to pierce a toddler, it has to be with a parent's consent. Whereas in Africa, where I grew up, you can have your infant pierced as early as 2 days from birth, or 3 days, or a week, a month. They pierce so early. It's a form of beauty. It's a culture of grown up like that, and they do not feel like, in fact, they feel like they're saving the child a lot of pain, because you feel more pain when you're older, and it's faster healing when you're younger. Well, I am not a doctor, and I do not know anything about this. I just know how I do my parenting. I do believe that everybody has their own way of doing parenting, and also their way of bringing up their children. So let's go as I show you how I did pierce my baby girl. I did my baby's piercing at this mall. It's called Kringlan Mall. I beg to be corrected, but I think there are only two malls in Iceland. I think there is Moralind and Kringland. I needed to do some retail therapy, so I was trying to kill two birds with one stone. I did my baby's piercing here as well. Of course, there is free parking, and before we start this procedure, you have to make them comfortable. So a little bit of bribing before and after. It's an uncomfortable procedure. The store I went to was Meba. This is where I did my baby's piercing. They do sell jewelry in gold as well, and silver and other stones. After the piercing, there is an aftercare. You get it from the apothec, salt water and propanol. This is how it looks like, salt water and small sachets. So I got that, and you clean to avoid infections for about 2 to 3 weeks. And after 2 to 3 weeks, you change to propanol. I think this is what you call spirit in my country. So you change it to propanol. And please, 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 guys, use a clean cloth when you're cleaning with this. So you can also buy this at the apothec. I bought this at the apothec. I use it for my small baby as well. And this is how the piercing looks like for my kid. She did choose her own earring. Meba do sell earrings, and they do this with a gun. But I'm going to tell you about another way of doing this. It looked pretty. There was a little bit of screaming, and then of course I bribed her again, and it was good. A few weeks later, I went to the same mall at a store called Chance. They do sell a lot of jewelries, as you can see, and I got my baby to choose. I wanted a gold earring for her, and not a loop, just a stud, because they can pull the loops here. And this is what I got for her at Jen's. I just wanted gold or silver, simply because of the irritation sometimes and allergies some kids have. And of course, I got some jewelry in my bag also where I did the piercing. But yeah, there are different stores. Okay, Rafikis, I am done sipping my tea, so let's talk. Let's have a very uncomfortable discussion. So first off, I did my baby's piercing with a gun. I do know that some people don't prefer this, and they prefer the needles. I know dragonfly ink tattoo and piercing, it should be upstairs in Kringland, or Emma Tattoo and Piercing. You can check them out. I do think they do with the needle. They sanitize and numb the area before they do the piercing. And of course you can choose to have a specific earring for your kid, gold or silver or whatever. With the gun, you can just choose, the stud, but you cannot choose the shape of the earring and yada yada. So I went with the gun. She did scream for a bit, and then it stopped, and for like the whole time, including today, it's always like pretty. I'm pretty she's really proud of it and loves it. I could have done it earlier. I really could have done it earlier, but of course we respect the rules and how people do their things in this country. And in this country, it was from 3.5 or 3 years going forward. So I did it at 3.5 years. A little bit later, I decided to go to Jen's, as you have seen, to get her gold stud. When I was younger, I did piercing, and we had these other metals that were reacting with my skin, and I didn't want to take a chance with her, so I was gonna go for silver or gold or plastic. And at this particular point, I went for gold. I always let my child choose what she wants, so she chose something. I got the gold at Jen's, but of course Meba do have gold earrings as well, and other metals or other stones. I have shopped with Meba for other jewelries for my kids, both of them, so I decided to just get another store just so that I can show you. Like I said, she loves it. And while I was doing the piercing, there were some other people who were giving me cold stares. They couldn't understand why I was doing it. And to be very honest, you don't have to understand anything. You just don't have to understand. You just have to respect, as long as I'm not putting my child in harm's way, you just have to respect my way of parenting. If I respect yours and it doesn't make sense to me, then yeah, it's only fair that you respect my way of parenting. I am a mom. I have my child's best interest at heart, and she loves it. She really loves it. She's a girly girl. Of course, these are things you can always remove if you do not like. So if she didn't like them, she can always remove. If it came, I was very diligent with cleaning, but if there was ever an infection or something, I would just immediately remove them. So from my culture and from my way of life and from how I was brought up, I will definitely do the piercing. And I do understand when other people don't understand it. I really do understand it. But being an adult is about respecting other people's ways of life, and also it doesn't have to make sense. It really doesn't have to make sense. It's about minding your business. My child is my business, not yours. Yeah, and I am here putting my business online. Anyhow, for those who want to get their children pierced, this was my journey. If you have any questions or any positive criticism, positive, not rude, then you are welcome to air it out in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in my next vlog.